We all have heard about the theory of work-life balance. Is there such thing as work-life balance? And if so, what does it look like? So, for me, I do think that there is a such thing as work-life balance. There is going to be a point where your work is going to become the thing that is the primary thing that you need to focus on, and your life may become the primary thing over your work life. I think the balance comes into play in realizing that there's never going to be equal balance. I think when people talk, at least from my perspective, when I think about work-life balance, it's not about them being on an even keel. It's not about work being here and life being here. It's about understanding that work and life is going to ebb and flow. It's going to ebb and flow. But I am putting as much emphasis as I can in both areas. And I'm understanding what are my priorities in both areas. What are the things that I need to focus on in both areas? And then how does one impact the other? There are going to be times that you're going to have to make a decision. And I don't think that's about work-life balance. I just think that's about making decisions. But in my personal view of work-life balance is when I think about my life, what is important? What are the things that I need to focus on? So I can remember a time where when I first got in my career, I was a single mom, and I moved to another state with just me and my son. And I was, again, new in my career, just starting, doing really well, really trying to show that, hey, I can do this thing, but I'm in a state with me, my son, and no family. So how do I make that work? How do I have balance where it's just me? And for a minute, I can be honest, I really didn't have balance. If I think about it now and think about, at that time I worked in athletics. I worked in collegiate athletics. So I traveled all the time. I did have opportunities where my son could travel with me, but then, he's also in school, so he can't be traveling throughout the week. He has to go to school. So what do I do? How do I balance that? So I can say in the beginning of my career, I didn't think about the balance. I thought about, okay, I'm new in my career. I'm a single parent. I'm trying to make a mark in my life so that he and I can both have a good life. But work is my primary, and I'm focusing on work. So I missed a lot. I supervised football, but he also played football. So think about that now. I'm in my job working in collegiate athletics. I work with football players. I travel. They have games. They have home games. They have away games. I go to home games. I go to away games. Then I have a young son who plays football. He has games. He has home games. He has away games. He has practice. They have practice. Where does the balance come? And so I say I didn't have balance early in my career because I was trying to make a mark for myself. So I focused more on the career aspect, and I missed a lot. I tried to go to as much as I could, but I probably should have been at more. And now that I think about that, is nothing I can do. I can't take that time back, but now I try to figure out how can I can't get an even keel on work-life balance, but how can I get some balance? So now one of my big things is taking care of self. I'm a big proponent in if I'm not 100%, if I'm not 90%, then I can't be what I need to be for the people that I serve. I can't be who I need to be for my students. I can't be who I need to be for my staff. I can't be who I need to be for the clients that I work with. So for me, work-life balance isn't about one or the other. It's about figuring out what's really important for me within my career, and then equally figuring out what's really important for me in my life, and figuring out how I can make both of those work. At the end of the day, you may come to a place where you have to make a decision. And to me, that's where that balance comes in, when you make those decisions and say, hey, I'm not gonna do this thing anymore because this is more important for me right now. So work-life balance and the theory of that, to me, isn't about being on the same level. It's about just making sure that I understand what's important for my work and how far I'm willing to go for that particular thing. And then what's important in my life and how far I'm willing to go to make sure that I could still be in both worlds at the same time.